Today on Twin J Racing, we finished my truck. It's not in the bay anymore, but we finished my truck. Get it done on the road. So this is part 2 of the ball joints and tie rod and everything else, so follow along. Welcome back to Twin J Racing, boys and girls. In today's video, we finished my truck, which obviously is not here anymore. It's actually been being driven for like the last 5 days, but it's doing good. Anyways, we finish up, we get the knuckle put on, get the tie rod put back in, U-joint, all the parts finally come in. We just get it done. So please follow along and enjoy. Please like, share, and subscribe. Check out my brother's channel, Crew W Gears or Racing or whatever the heck he's calling it. Check out Copper Cutlass's channel. He's doing some metal work on his cutlass and getting some stuff knocked out. So check out them 2 channels if you'd like. And follow along, please. We're going to knock this truck out. Real quick, boys and girls, I want to say thank you for the jumping subscribers here recently. I think we've went up by about 5 or 6 subscribers in the last couple of days. Just want to say thank you and please keep watching. Well, we're back here at the truck. And we're going to go ahead and slide this C in with the new ball joints. Now, the fun part, especially the first time, is getting all the ball joints to agree on which angle they want to be at. And then getting everything moved up in the right direction. And getting it to stay up while you put the nut on. So that way it doesn't accidentally fall down like it's trying to. I'm trying to thread the dang nut on. But it started there. I hope you all can see that. We're getting the nut on up here. Should have enough threads to get that bottom nut started. This is a locking nut. A self-locking nut, which is something they've gone to a lot more. I mean, they've always done them on here because it's hard to run a tall stud and a castle nut and a U-joint all in the same area. So they've always kind of ran a locking nut on the bottom and then a castle nut on top. But anyways, the point I was getting to, on a lot of your modern cars, they don't have castle nuts anymore. They have like a nylock or a mechanical locking nut. That's a one-time use, and I'm not a fan. That's my personal opinion, not shared by many, just mine. I got the brake rotors, got the caliper for this side. I mean, I don't know if you can see it well or not, but you can tell this brake caliper has had some heat inside of it. So, and I think it's been hanging up a little bit. So we're going to change it. It might be the caliper, it might be this brake hose. Either or, I got both of them. Changing it. I don't want any more problems with this truck. Kind of like when we did the dually. When I'm done, I'm done. I don't want to work on them anymore. But I did finally get the knuckle fully installed. I'm a little sketchy getting that nut all the way tightened because I don't have an 1 5/16 wrench. I got sockets, but not a wrench, and I needed to hold the Allen in the center, which is a 10 millimeter. And I did it with a crescent and some show on video, but I got it done. It's tight. It doesn't move anymore. Top one's easy. I got a socket goes right on that, but that's all done. We're going to tackle that next. Get that U-joint changed because it's bad. I think I've shown it on video, but I mean, it's not the worst I've ever seen, but it's dry and worn out here. You know, it's just not good. And all I do is I torch them out anymore. I cut the cross and I just torch them out. That's what I do. Makes my life a lot easier by doing that instead of messing around, trying to press it, bending yours and stuff. So, gonna do that next. I'll set up the camera and this here is what we call faithful. This is not the ball joint press you saw me use to do the ball joints, but this is the one I've had forever, and I've done more ball joints and U-joints and anything else with this press than I ever want to talk about. But we're going to knock these caps out real quick. Hopefully my leg ain't too far in the shot. I mean, even at that, we can move it now. We got no flamage going on. Ooh. A little warm still. Thought I'd let it cool off long enough. Guess not. Yeah, those aren't going to go through. All right. If I was smart, I would have taken this over to the bench and used my vise, but as you can tell, these are popping out like nothing. There's one. You cut that cross out, it makes life a lot easier to get this done. Well, I just answered that question. We are definitely going to change that seal now. I wasn't sure, but the fact that it fell apart, yeah, we're changing that seal. I have one, luckily. But it adds a whole nother project to this list. Oh well. Not the first, not the last time that's going to happen. So I'll have to go press that seal off. Saw me pound the seal off the front of this thing, which was complete trash, and it wanted to bend and break and do all kinds of crazy stuff. Yes, I think I have an AutoZone problem, but life is too easy with them. AutoZone. Keep a seal in stock because I deal with way too many of these. This one's brand new, obviously. It's tight, you can't even turn it. But that other seal, this ring here was completely rotted and fell out, which you saw on the one video where we took the wheel bearing out, or wheel bearing, the U-joint out. Yeah, where we torched it back here and took the wheel bearing out. So we'll wipe this off and then we'll install this new bearing on it. I'm sure there's fancier tools than I have, but This is normally how I do it. You gotta open this up a little bit more now. And I mean, over the years I've broken the jaw on this vise, as you can tell. I'm trying to remember how I did this last time. I think I did something like this. And let me go get my little, can't even think of what the little hammer's called, but we're working on with that in my dead blow. I'm actually pretty sure that this is a dual purpose tool. This is the actual shaft installer. So I'm pretty sure, because that's what drives the seal in, you can use it to do this. Because when you go to put that back in the housing, as you saw where we pried this out, this tool here actually presses the seal into the knuckle to keep it square and push it in all the way. I'm gonna go put this back by the truck. Hammer, that's what I couldn't think of earlier. It's a guide for the axle shaft, and then the seal for the vacuum for the hubs that don't work anymore. They might now. That other seal is pre-shot. I'll keep that right there. Take this out of the vise. You know, don't get old. My eyesight's going. I can't see it as well as I used to. Can't really see it there. Let me tap the screen here. But the seat clip went way too far. It's supposed to be here, and it's actually all the way there. So I gotta go grab a screwdriver and pry that back. I know there is at least one person currently going, wait a minute, he put that axle shaft in, but he didn't change the grease zerk on the upper ball joint. I actually am working on that. I took the plug out, and I have that in my hand right now. Want to make sure I did that, at least on the one that's not easy to get to once that axle shaft is in. Oh, it's almost empty. Oh. The boots have a couple of tears in them, so we're going to replace this before it becomes a problem. It's still good and tight, but we're at a point right now where we got it all apart. We might as well fix it. Okay, we're back here. After a long wait for this little freaking seal, it's life. Now we can put it together the way we need to while the wife shops for a new phone. It's the short shaft. Some things in life are just self-explanatory.
That's what I'm always getting, is the short shaft.
So that just slides on the end of the axle shaft, and then the housing. It's just the dust and dirt shield is all it is. Grab our favorite tool. Let's make sure you guys can see this.
A bigger hammer?
A bigger hammer, yes.
My purse?
Your purse? Yeah, hit it with your purse.
Hit it with your purse.
This is an actual installation tool for that seal to make sure you get it seated all the way in. And like she said, go get your purse. As I'm blocking the camera. And you literally... This is not mine. Luckily, I have friends that are nice enough to let me borrow it. So I guess after 2 years, I should probably give it back to them now that I've done both trucks. I held on to it knowing I had to do this axle joint for the last year. And now I can give it back. Let's have a status update here. We're kind of picking up. This is a new day. I haven't worked on the truck for a few days because I've had to work. Hate it when that happens. I actually have to work. But we took the tie rod out, which we got a little video of that. I took the tie rod out and got a new one. Got that replaced because I talked about that. There's a new tie rod there, which is going to go in. I took the measurements and I wrote them on this convenient box here. From the sleeve to the center of the tie rod was 12 3/8, and from the all the way from the other side to the center of the tie rod was 60 1/4. So that's good information to know when you got to work on putting all that stuff back together. Oh, that's the box for the seal I waited on forever. But we pounded the axle shaft in. I'm pretty sure I videoed that. So we put the axle shaft in, got that done. That's in place. So now let's put the wheel bearing in. Then we'll hang the new caliper and brake hose and new pads. We got new pads here. I thought there was much wrong with the other ones, but with the new calipers, it's getting new pads. So that's just a given. These are the severe duty, lifetime warranty. Nice ones. So those will be going on here. Got the new caliper. Now, unlike the dually when we did it, this brake hose is in a box that mounts here with the tab, and then comes in the line just comes into the top and goes around. So minor details. We will get all of this set up and get it done. But pretty much this is all except for putting the tie rod back in, which that's not even up here where you can see it. But besides putting the tie rod in, that was all covered in the dually video. So if you haven't seen the dually video, go watch that. So we're going to get busy on getting this put back together and keep plugging away, because I've been without my truck for a little while now and it's already starting to drive me crazy. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Real quick, another brand new Ford wheel bearing. Bought a few of these in the last couple of months. This will be the 4th one I bought. This one here for this truck is a HUB, oh sorry, NHUB 31 1X. It's a different part number than it shows on their listing, but that's the one they sent me. So we're going to get this knocked out. we're going to go ahead and tighten this nut down and get the cotter pin put in, and then we're going to grease this. I've already greased everything on the other side. Put the wheel well in. Wheel wells in. Waiting for the wife to get home so we can bleed the brakes on this thing. That way it'll be good to go. Just trying to get everything done so that way it's good to go and I can start driving this thing again. Oh, hopefully this time when I start, my ABS lights and stuff don't all come on, because my ABS sensors are both plugged back in. And I was trying to figure out today, I'm like, the hub bearing essentially is the same. And it is for both trucks, the 11 and the 08 here. But I didn't think about this till I was here tonight working on this. The 11 and the 08 both have different ABS sensor wires. And that's why it's a different bearing. I could not figure that out earlier. I'm like, they should be the same bearing. That knuckle is exactly the same. Why are they different? Well, that's why. Not that it matters to anybody out there. It was just something that annoyed me. I'm like, they should be the exact same bearing. Try to get you a shot in here. But the cotter key goes in that hole there. And you need to get that lined up with the castle nut. Kind of like so. I think it needs I think it needed a little bit more there. Baggie. Baggie, man! Where's my baggie? There's my baggie. For the tie rod end. So this will have, oh, it's got a 90-degree grease fitting, but no rubber cap. Oh well. You know what? Everybody's got their own opinion on how to do this. I just bend them over. It ain't coming out, and it ain't going to let that nut come off. And then we got to put the grease zerk in it. Like I said, it's a 90-degree fitting also. I don't remember it being 90-degree on the last one, but that doesn't mean anything. Definitely not going to complain about it being a 90-degree. I'll make my life easier next time I have to put grease in it. Well, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. But I've greased everything else. I greased the other side when I was over there just a little bit ago. Got all of that done. Finishing up all of this. We're literally down to setting toe and bleeding the brakes. And then we can put this thing back together. We're making progress on this. I didn't video it, but me and the wife bled it last night. And we got to grease that fitting down there you saw me put in. And then we got to align this. I got my brother's toe plates, which are laying over there. Once I get tires and everything on, we're going to align it the best I can from home and get that all done. And then we're going to drive it and hope for the best. See how much better this thing is. Much better. See how wonderful this thing is with all the time and money we've put into it. And I think we're going to make a field trip with it. But we got to get it done first. So get it out, drive it up and down the road, make sure it's right, and then go take a field trip somewhere. But that'll be a whole nother thing. So anyways, we're going to get to work on finishing this up and follow along. working on getting the toe set. The GoPro died. I'm pointing at it, but the GoPro died. I gotta go get a battery for it. But we got it set up. Got the toe plates in. Got the tape measures in. You want to make sure they're the same side to side. It really helps if you have a second person, but I don't have that right now, so I've been walking back and forth. Right now, we're at about 81 inches on the back, and we're at about 81 or 80 and a half. We're just under 80. Yeah, we're just under, where is it? We're right around 80 and a half, just under. But we're supposed to have a 1/16 to an 1/8 toe in the front, and we're at a 1/2 inch basically. That's a little bit much. 1/16 to an 1/8 is hard to get, but that's what we're going to shoot for. But what we do is we loosen, here, we loosen that main bar going across there. We already have one clamp loose. We loosen the other and we adjust it in and out till we get it where we want it. That's what we need to do. I mean, we could probably live with a 1/2 inch. That's a little bit much, but we're going to get it adjusted right. And I'm going to go get a battery for my camera so you guys can watch all of this. All this messing around we're going to do. So stay tuned. Well, you're going to stay tuned, I hope. But we're going to go back to the other camera while I mess with this. We need to loosen this nut. And then we got to turn this shaft. We need to lengthen the, we need to widen the front, narrow the back. I think that's what we got to do. I'm going to go double check the tape measure. But you should be able to see that tape measure, and then there's one on the back side there. And we got to move this center shaft to get everything where we need it to be. And I love when it just clears. The plow mount. Alright, so we now got those both loose. I'm going to go look, see where we're at. I believe it's, I talked about it in the video. Then I took it with my phone. Alright, so this one's at 81 and a half. Or 80 and a half on the front, 81 in the back. So the front needs to go out. Our trusty pipe wrench here. And we're going to turn this tube right here. I'll probably go the wrong way first, but you know. We've reached the end of my truck, which it's not in here anymore. I'm really bad about shooting end videos, but we finally got the toe to come out the way we wanted it to. Got it within a 1/16 of an inch, as best I can tell. But I found I got another bad tire out in, but that's a whole, we'll deal with that later. So we're going to drive it the way it is. I actually already took it out for a drive and everything. So thanks for watching along. Thanks for hopefully subscribing, hopefully liking. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment. Tell me your thoughts. But we are going to move on to the next project. Not in this video, but we are going to move on to the next project. But with that being said, it's done. It was a long project. It seems to be good. Like I said, I drove it today and seemed to work out. So please like, share, and subscribe. please check out my buddy Copper Cutlass's YouTube channel. Check out my brother's YouTube channel. I'll leave the links down in the bottom there, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.